Hi guys, welcome back. The Sephora savings event is back again and I'm here to give you all of my recommendations. I have a lot of makeup, I have some hair care, some skincare, and a little bit of fragrance. I'll put up the sale dates on screen. I tried to memorize them and I was like, that's not gonna happen. So just pause if you want to know the sale dates. But before we get into it, I'd love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get started. Starting off with skincare, I only have 2 products to recommend. I've been trying a lot of Asian beauty products. My skin does not react well to a lot of products. I mostly just cleanse my face, put on a moisturizer, and if I'm feeling fancy, I'll put on a serum. And that's about it. I've recommended this time and time again, but I adore the First Day Beauty Facial Radiance Niacinamide Dark Spot Serum. This is the serum I go in with all the time. It's my favorite niacinamide. I feel like it really helps to soften out my texture and lighten up my dark spots. It's very, very effective and I only need a little bit. It stretches a long way. And I've just noticed such a big difference throughout the years of using this. So I just wanted to recommend this one once again, as well as the Ultra Repair Cream from First Day Beauty. This has been the only moisturizer I've been using on my face since September hit because my skin has gotten so dry, and this lotion helped me out to cure my perioral dermatitis. Self-diagnosed. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I'm not sure completely. But I just had a little, I call it my September rash here, and this completely hydrated it and just cured it. I don't have it anymore, which is just so amazing because it made me feel so insecure. But this stuff is really nice and rich, but lightweight, super hydrating, but not to the point that it feels like it's going to clog my pores. And also I deal with really, really itchy legs when the seasons change, and this is the only lotion that will stop it. It's just incredible. So this has been my face and my body moisturizer. Moving into body, I have one thing I really wanted to highlight, and that was my body wash. It's from Nécessaire. I use eucalyptus. I actually purchased the refill Big Daddy version of it last VIB sale, and I just filled my other bottle. This one says sandalwood, but it's actually eucalyptus in there. It's such a lovely, invigorating scent. I love the smell of eucalyptus. I think it's very spa-like, and it just makes me really happy to wash my body with this. It just suds up so beautifully, doesn't feel like it overstrips my skin, leaves me feeling nourished, and I smell good and I feel really nice and clean. It just does everything I needed to do. This is a product I'm planning on repurchasing this sale. I love how you can get these big ol' refills. Love that. I wanted to follow up with some fragrances. I'm a huge fan of Kayali, and I have 2 to recommend. My all-time favorite is Vanilla 28 from them. It's a stunning, very warm, rich, and mature vanilla. It's not like stickingly sweet. It just has a really nice warmth and kind of muskiness to it as vanillas go. It's just really, really nice. It doesn't smell like a candied vanilla. It's like a rich vanilla. Whenever I go into my closet, this is what I smell. It lasts on my clothes really well. And they actually have a little gift set. You get a mini 10 milliliter and a 50, which is this size here. I have the humongous one in the vanilla one, but it's this size and a 10 milliliter mini for $117 Canadian instead of $119. So you're paying less and you get an extra 10 milliliters. It's awesome. And the other one I love is Lovefest Burning Cherry 48. This was my scent of last fall and I brought it back this year and I love it. It's bringing me back so many good memories. It smells like my Alaska trip that I took with my mom and my grandma, so it just brings me back the cutest memories. But this smells so nice. It's really, really, it's just, I haven't smelled anything like this before. It's really warm and inviting, but kind of mysterious, but there's also like a sweet little edge to it. I love how they list all the notes on the back. It has notes of burning cherry, raspberry, praline, palo santo, guaiac, wood, and patchouli. I highly recommend you guys giving this a whiff. I now want to highlight some hair care. I have 2 leave-in conditioners I've been loving. This first one is from Fable in Maine. This is the Mahamane Detangling Leave-In Conditioner. This one's really, really nice and rich, but it's very lightweight at the same time. I love this one when I feel like my hair feels really, really crispy. I'll go in with like a nice dose of this and it just nourishes my hair, makes it smell really good. It removes all the frizz. It just feels really nice and hydrated without feeling really gross and heavy. I also really love the pump. It feels like a Windex bottle, but it sprays it really well instead of like a classic, this nozzle. You know, I like it. but the other one I've been loving extra, especially if I'm doing like a blowout look with my hair and I really want it to look very sleek and shiny but not greasy, is this Kérastase Beautifying Detangling Blow Dry Mist. This one feels a little bit more rich and silky in comparison to the Fable in Maine. This one I'll use if I'm really styling my hair and I'm going to be going out. And they also brought out this 8-hour Magic Night Serum. It has a lot of plant-based proteins and niacinamide, and it has smoothed my hair to beyond. Like, I went to my hairdresser yesterday and she was like, your hair feels so soft. Like, what have you been using? And I was like, hi. These. And I felt very, very proud of my locks yesterday. So those have made a huge difference. I feel like it brings my shine up. And because I do have extensions, I have to ultra baby them because they don't produce their own oils. So these have really helped to nourish them and keep them looking nice and healthy. And the last product, which I'm just realizing I'm probably going to need to repurchase it. It's their hair oil and it's magnificent. This is my new favorite hair oil. Again, it's really, really nice and silky and rich and oily feeling, but it doesn't weigh my hair down nor make it look greasy. It sinks in, makes it look really nice and sleek, calms any frizz down. It just finishes my style in the most beautiful way without completely destroying it. Because some oils, once I'll add them into the ends of my hair after I curl them, it'll just completely undo all the work I put in. But this one leaves my volume in, but just smooths them out and makes my hair look super, super shiny. So these have been amazing, game-changing products for my hair. So that's it for body care, fragrance, skincare, all of that. Let's get into my makeup recommendations. So starting off with base products, I had to recommend my favorite YSL foundation. This has been the foundation of the year for me. It's super smoothing. It makes my skin look airbrushed but glowy. It just gives me my desired look if I'm going out. It gives me a nice medium to full coverage look, but with a light coverage feel on my skin. It goes on with ease, and I know it's going to look good with everything I layer on top of it or underneath of it. It just collaborates really well with anything, and I just fully trust this one. I also wanted to recommend the Glossier Stretch Foundation. This has been a huge love of mine ever since I purchased it. This is the foundation I'm wearing today, and it has been my day-to-day go-to. It gives my desired everyday look, and I like how it gives me like a nice medium coverage. I can also lighten it up and make it look like a skin tint. It also looks really nice and dimensional and glowy without feeling really heavy. Also, the texture is really unique. Like, even if you move it around the bottle here, it kind of has like a cool gel slippy feel, but it also has like a really nice, rich, moussey texture at the same time. It's interesting. I've been reaching for it nonstop. It's very reliable and it collaborates well with a lot of other products. I have a full 2-day wear test video on my channel, so if you want to see this foundation in depth, I definitely recommend you watching that. And the last one I wanted to recommend is the Clinique Even Better Makeup. This is another great day-to-day wear, especially if you want more of like a refined, blurring, kind of softening effect to your skin. I'll reach for this one if I feel like I'm encountering some texture issues, because it just really softens my skin. It powders down beautifully too. It just double blurs. It's awesome. And this one wears very, very thinly on your skin. It just feels like you just grazed your face with water. Another one with an impeccable finish. Moving on to concealers, I have 2 that I adore. The one I'm wearing today is the Makeup Forever HD Skin. This one's really nice. It has like a self-setting feel to it. It has a nice powdery texture in there. This is a great option if you like to wear skin tints or light to medium coverage foundations. It doesn't have the most coverage ever, but it's great for every day if you just want to brighten up your eyes. You can build this one up as well, but just the initial layer is quite sheer as concealers go. Don't let that stray you though. It's really, really nice and brightening. And the other concealer I have is super, super full coverage. This is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer. Amazing. This is my favorite out of all of the newer ones that have launched. It just has so many great qualities. It's so full coverage, but it feels really nice and serum-like. If you're a fan of the texture of the LYS or the Kosas one, you'll really, really like this one because it has that same lightweight feel, like kind of like a eye cream, but it's makeup, but it has so much coverage and it wears so much better. I don't find I crease at all with this one. I also love spot correcting with this concealer, especially if I'm encountering some dry patches, because it just hydrates it. It doesn't draw any attention to it. And this one sets down so well. It's It's honestly a dream concealer. I'm going to be picking up 2 more shades of this actually, a darker one so I can use it as a foundation and a lighter one because this is too dark for my under eyes at the moment. It's so good, you guys. Like, I can't make that clear enough. I also have a concealer roundup video where I compared all of them. So if you want to see them all in depth, swatched, I kind of did pros and cons of each one. You can watch that as well. I'll link that down below and in the eye over here. My favorite powder you can get at Sephora is the Huda Beauty one. It's ultra blurring, it just always looks good. And it comes in some really fun shades. The shade that I use the most often is Cupcake because it has like a nice pink tone, so I like how it brightens up my complexion, but it also looks really good if I set it all over my face. I just love how blurring it is, and it sets my makeup for the day. I don't have to touch up my powder throughout the day at all. And another one that I've been really falling in love with is the Givenchy powder. I have been using the shade 3. It's super nice. It has a little bit more glow in comparison to the Huda Beauty. This one's completely matte, whereas this one has a little bit of a sheen. Like, it just makes your skin look dimensional without it being like glittery or enhancing every little bit of texture you've got. So this has been a newer one I've been liking. I just wanted to throw it in there because I feel like it's going to be my next powder obsession. And if you're not a fan of loose powders, my favorite pressed powder that you can get at Sephora is the Kosas Cloud Set. It's just incredible. It makes your skin look truly like a cloud. It's super softening and blurring and diffusing, but it also gives your skin a little bit of dimension. There's a little bit of a pearlescence in there, so it doesn't strip your skin from all of its glow. And this is also great for blotting throughout the day. I always say this, but it's one of my go-to powders if I make a makeup mistake. Like if I add too much blush, I'll just add a little sheer veil of this and it just calms it down enough to make it look good again. Moving on to bronzers, I have 2 and they're both by Makeup by Mario. This is the one I'm wearing today mixed with a few other things because I was really excited to do my makeup with my new hair. Anyways, this is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. I use the shade Light Medium and it's perfect. I like this one if I want more of a matte appearance to my skin, or if I want more of like a glam look. I'll get more out of this one than I will the next one I'm talking about. But after you draw it on and it warms up to your skin, it blends out super quickly. It has been a favorite for years and not much can beat it. Same with the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I talked at length about this one. I am thinking of repurchasing this. Well, I should, because I'm about to run out of this. I use the shade Light Medium in this as well. This is great, especially if you want more of like a natural look, but it still just gives your skin so much oomph. It makes you look like you're actually tanned and glowing. There's nothing else like this. While I was just talking about that one, I might as well talk about this blush formula from Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Pop Plumping Blush Veil, which I always have to slow down and say because it's such a tongue twister for me. But this is the shade Barely Blushing. This is my favorite shade. It's just like a nice everyday kind of color for my skin tone. I can just throw it on with whatever look and it looks amazing. But this is the same formula as the Skin Enhancer. So if you love that texture, you gotta check out the blush. So you get that same kind of luminous, balmy look, but it has like a nice kind of powdery feel in there too, so it does grip down and it stays all day. And if you like kind of like the more clean, no makeup aesthetic, I think you'll love this one because it meshes in with that look perfectly. It has a super sheer look to it, but it still adds a lot of color. So it's not like one of those products you're just wasting money for like a little tint. This is so good. And I love using it to layer other products. Specifically, my next recommendation, the Dior blushes. I love layering the shade Barely Blushing with the Rosewood blush. It creates such a nice effect. It's very airbrushed and it just is a delight. But this is a blush formula I continue to collect. They brought out, I think, 5 or 6 new colors this past summer. They all look so beautiful. My newest addition is Cherry. I still haven't used it, which is crazy. Rosewood, Cherry, and of course we all know the viral pink one here. I just love this powder blush. It makes your skin look very flawless and blurred. This is one of the only powder blushes I've encountered that actually blurs out my pores. So that's what makes this one stand out to me so much. And when you swatch this on your skin, it doesn't look like it's going to do anything amazing, but once it actually adjusts to the other things you have on your face, it brings out the vibrance and it's truly like a little magical experience, which sounds crazy, but if you experienced it, you know. If you know, you know. Highly recommend those. It wouldn't be a recommendation video of mine if I did not recommend the Patrick Ta blushes. And he continues to feed my addiction because he brings out new colors all the time. My newest additions to my collection, hold on, let me open them all because I don't know where it is, are this one, insanely pink. This is She's Giving. And this is the one I'm wearing on my cheeks and lips today, this one here. It's the shade She's Wanted, and oh, was she ever wanted. That is the prettiest cranberry red blush ever. I put the cream blush on my lips as well. It's so good. This one's very, very pigmented. I got a little carried away. It's definitely, I think, best suited for medium to deep skin tones, but I tried. And I think it's cute. I mean, like, how amazing is this color? It's so vibrant, it's insane. I just love his blush formula. I have been raving about these since the dawn of their birth, you know. I love how you get a cream and a powder. The cream side feels really nice and balmy, and the powder side is just really nice and rich and has a lot of moisture in there. And I just love the versatility. I love how you can wear either side alone or mix them together. They layer beautifully whether you put on the cream first or the powder first. They just work. And I have one more blush to recommend, okay? This is the Say blush in Chili. This was my #1 favorite for the winter last year, and I'm so excited to whip it out again. It's the perfect She's Cold blush. It has such a nice texture too. It's very hydrating. It has that nice balmy, glowy look, but it stays on your cheeks for a long time. It blends out really easily, and it adds the perfect little tint of color. And they actually came out with a really cute set with 3 shades. So you get Chili, Rosy, and a new pink shade called Baby. It's a cool toned baby pink. Do I need? No, but do I want? Yes. Really, really cute. Moving on to eyebrows. I am completely obsessed with the Rare Beauty brow gel. It's incredible what this stuff is capable of. You can super laminate your brows with this. Lately, I've just been lightly brushing it through, and I've been kind of gluing the tail ends, just sculpting them the way I want. It's like cement for my brows, but it doesn't make me feel crunchy, and it doesn't get all white and gross throughout the day. It's amazing. So now I have quite a few eyeshadow palettes to recommend. I've been in an eyeshadow palette rut for maybe the last year, but lately there's a few that I've been really in love with. The first one being the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes. So this one was a limited edition eyeshadow palette last year, and he brought it back this year, and I hope it's here to stay because it's just so gorgeous. You have a nice variation of these neutrals and these cooler toned shades, but the true magic lies between this row right here. If you're familiar with the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows, it's very similar to those. They just have a little bit more of an impactful base. So it's not just like a glossy sheen. It has a little bit more oomph. I'll swatch a few of the colors here. I recently did a video featuring this palette. It's a true ethereal dream. My newest favorite palette has been the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 matte eyeshadow palette. I didn't know how much I needed this in my life, okay? I think this is my new favorite palette of his. I just love the versatility of it. I love how you get a warm toned row and a cool toned row, and these 2 creams here, which I love to use as liners or as bases for my eyeshadow look. I have created some really sculpted looks with this, or some really nice wash looks like I'm wearing today. I used a few of the warm tones from this palette today. The formula of the matte shadows is amazing. They're pigmented, but they're really easy to blend out, and the creams are just insane. You can really create some gorgeous smoky looks. I just am head over heels in love with this eyeshadow palette. And this was super exciting to me. Urban Decay came out with a Moondust eyeshadow palette. They actually have 2. I was only able to get my hands on this one. I got it early on too. I think there was like a little leak on Sephora, and I snatched it up. So in this one, you get 4 shades. You get the iconic Space Cowboy, Star Cowgirl, Wild Dipper Rides Again, and Cosmic Space Dust. I have a few videos on my channel where I swatch them on my eyes and on my arms and such. I'll include some clips here, but they're all on my shorts page on my channel if you want to see that too. But not only that, they also launched 3 new shades of the Moondust singles. I love this shade specifically. This is the one I'm wearing all over my lid today. It's the shade Wild Dipper, which is different from Wild Dipper Rides Again. This one's kind of like pinky, but this one's completely completely golden. So if you have an obsession with Space Cowboy, put this on your list. I sadly don't have a mascara that I love from Sephora. I'm just completely in love with the Clio Kill Lash at the moment. Just nothing compares to that one for me, okay? So sorry I don't have a mascara recommendation. But to bridge the eyes to the lips, I had to talk about the Makeup Forever Artist Pencils because I love using these for everything and anything. I have quite the collection now. Okay, these are amazing pencils. They're very different from a classic eyeliner or lip liner. They have like a nice powdery feel to them, so they're really easy to manipulate, especially if I'm doing a smoky look. They're very easy to blend out. And Makeup Forever came out with a mini artist color pencil kit, and it has a few of my favorite shades. These ones right here. All of the ones I use pretty much on the daily, so I'll swatch the ones that are in that kit. Wherever Walnut, Anywhere Caffeine, these are the two I wear on my lips all the time. One's kind of like a brown yellowy variation and the other is a pinky variation. They also included the Whatever Black, which is my favorite to create smoky eyeliners. It has such a nice, true smoky look to it when you blend it out. They also included Limitless Brown, which again has a really good stretch for the eyes or stunning on the lips as well, and the white one in the shade All Around White. So this is all of the shades you get in that little kit. Perfect. I'm such a huge fan and I'm so picky when it comes to pencils, and these are my #1 favorites. But now for my lip recommendations. Of course, I wanted to recommend Black Honey from Clinique. She's an icon. We all know why. She's flattering on everyone. It's just enough said. I felt the need to once again recommend the Rare Beauty lip oils, which I just kind of consider more so as lip stains, but they have some really stunning colors. My favorites are Affection, Delight, Honesty, and Hope. So you get this really cute kind of light lacquered lip look, and they also stain really, really well and evenly. And they actually launched a cute little lip kit with the shade Delight and a new lip liner color. And it's a really pretty rusty color that perfectly pairs with Delight. So I just wanted to highlight that one just in case if you wanted a new lip liner color and one of the lip oils. And before I recommend some other gift sets that really caught my eye, I wanted to recommend these just in case if you want like a really impactful lip. These are the Armani Lip Maestros. I swatched all of my favorites in my recent autumn favorite lipsticks. I might redirect you guys to that video too if you want more lip recommendations for the sale, but these ones are really nice. They have such a nice whipped texture and it melts onto your lips and it just makes them look really nice and full, although they come in these really beautiful, deep, rich colors. My favorite shade is the shade Palazzo, I believe. I sadly lost the sticker, but damn, she's beautiful. It's like melted, warm chocolate on your lips. Some of my other favorite shades are 531, which is like a nice, pretty mauvey option, and this one, 216. I'm losing space. I could not recommend those once again. But now that those Rare Beauty lip oils had a chance to really set into my skin, this is what their stains look like. I love how they stain all differently. I had some other kits I wanted to highlight. So Patrick Ta came out with another holiday kit. This time there's 2 blush duos and 4 eye toppers. This is on my wish list. It is Barbie dreams, honestly. It's so fitting for this year. Very intrigued in those pinks and the eye toppers. If you're a Canadian shopper, MAC came out with this Lip by the Dozen Mini Powder Kiss lipstick kit. They're all new Powder Kiss shades, like never seen before. I'm so excited about that. Merit came out with a mini Flush Balm cream blush set again. This time it has 3 shades. 2 of my favorites, Beverly Hills and Fox, and there's a new one with this gorgeous red shade called Rouge. Oh my god, it looks beautiful. And those were the kits that really caught my eye. And that's everything on my recommendations list. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I'll make sure to list, and I'll have everything linked and listed in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!